Hey there. Well, today I brought a couple of these grafted trees out here and I wanted to share with you some observation that I have been looking at on these trees. Now, I've got 4 different grafts, 4 different varieties and characteristics that I'm looking at that I noticed about the varieties that I wanted to share that I've been looking at. This one right here, that's an NC1, and you got a leaf right there. That's 10 inches long, about 4 inches wide. The NC1 was grafted on the 13th of March, and one thing I noticed about the NC1, it has a really pretty broad leaf, and I really do like the way that looks, but we'll see. I tried 3 buds on this and the top 2 buds took. The bottom bud, it's cracked through, but it ain't doing nothing. And then another one that I want to show you that I had grafted. An overleaf. Grafted on the 29th of March, and it too did very well. It has a leaf right here. It's about 8 inches long, about 3.5 inches wide. It has a more narrower leaf pattern to it than NC1. That was the one thing that I noticed between the two, and it too turned out pretty good. That's just something that I noticed. In the Susquehanna, I did 3 of those. The Susquehanna, which I didn't bring one out here, the leaf is more compact and wide like the NC1, but it's not as long as the NC1 on those grafts. And which, by the way, those grafts were done on seedlings. These are all root suckers that I dug up last year. We got a little sucker trying to come up right there. I'm going to have to snip out of the way. Well, now I have 2 other ones here. They were the last of the last 3 that I did inside the house. All the rest of the grafts I did outside afterwards once the weather was more cooperative. This one right here is a sunflower. The other leaf bud is cracked through. It's got a little bit of green to it. And we get to see how that's going to end up looking as it gets bigger. I grafted quite a bit of sunflower outside. I got 1 tree that I worked over, as you all very well know, and which, by the way, that was grafted on May 5th. And right here, also grafted on May 5th, is a mango. And the one thing that I noticed about the sunflower and the mango compared to the rest of the grafts. The rest of the grafts, let me turn this around this way so you can see. The rest of the grafts, whenever they came out, they started coming out like this, you know, kind of laterally, or more horizontally rather. And the thing I noticed about the sunflower and the mango, when the grafts came out, they're shooting upwards. And I noticed that real quick as they started to grow. You know, every day I go into the kitchen in the mornings, I look them all over, I give them all a mist of water, and then in the evenings when I get home from work, I go into the kitchen, look them over once again, and give them another mist of water. They get misted twice a day with water, a little squirt bottle, and then I water them once a week, watering them well. And once every other week, I give them a fertilizer. It's a fish type fertilizer every other week. And so far as you can see, they've done very well for me. And I really have enjoyed this thing called grafting. This is the first year I've ever attempted to graft. Now, this one here, I didn't put a rubber band on it. That was a cleft graft. The other one, I did do a rubber band, and that too is a cleft graft. All the ones in the house, the rubber bands were put under the parafilm. The ones outside, the rubber bands were on the outside of the parafilm to where I could get to them more easily when it comes time. I'll go probably to the middle of July and see how they're doing. They're doing well. I'll take that rubber band off so that I don't have that girdling going on. The rubber band I put on there to squeeze those two unions together with the idea of them cambiums being well connected. But anyways, it's just something I wanted to share with you, just my observations of what varieties are doing as far as their growth, and I'm very, very pleased with what I see. You know, I've grafted 5 different varieties this year, and so far all of them are showing promise. And I did 20 of them in the house, and all 20 of them has taken. I did 13 of them out back there, and some of those are showing promise. It's been a little over a week. They're starting to crack bud. And I did a total of 5 of them out across the driveway, and I did 10 grafts onto another tree I top worked. And that one right there is all sunflower, and all the buds have cracked through all the grafting scion out there. So I'm amazed at how that works out that way. I'm very, very pleased. Anyways, it's just an observation I wanted to share with you that I noticed on what's going on with the grafts. I like to share information. I like to share things that I observe, my own personal observations, and not to mention it's my own personal video record. Anyways, my name's Jim. If you like what you see, subscribe. And don't forget to click on that bell for notifications. Y'all have a God bless day.